What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining Conscience Network and the Jab Unity channel. I really appreciate you watching and tuning in today. I hope you guys have been having a great day because I have been as well. We have a very special guest. We grew up in the same town. We played sports together growing up. We've been in bands together. We go way back, way back, like memories that you barely remember way back. We got he's also very talented. He makes beats, he mixes, mastering, raps, sings. And what am I missing?
I play a couple instruments.
He plays guitar, instruments, trumpet, right? You play trumpet?
I play saxophone.
Saxophone. The wrong one.
Piano.
The piano. Did you try also like a clarinet or a flute before? No.
They had me trying to do a couple other instruments, but I stuck with saxophone.
The saxophone, yeah. I remember. Yeah, now I remember the other saxophone. Anyways, we got Bouncegod in the building.
Yo. It's good to be here. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah. Thank you for coming. So I know recently you dropped your latest project, Lover's Remorse.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
How does that feel to have your first album out?
Man, that was it almost still doesn't feel real, it's a crazy experience for real to be able to, give that to the people and to be able to put that project out because, that one was, each track was produced by me. I may have had collaborators or whatnot, but my fingerprints is all over each track, and to be able to actually finally finish a project that I could give to folks that was entirely mixed and mastered also by myself was a lot of work. So definitely it's crazy because that was the thing I said that I was going to do for like years. I finally did it. So
that's beautiful, man. Very happy for you. Very proud of you, bro. And like you really did that. And that album's amazing.
Thank you.
That was amazing. What inspired the name Bouncegod?
Man, so that one stems from my time playing basketball. As you know, that was kind of my main sport, my main thing that I was doing for a lot of time.
Yeah.
And the boy kind of had some hops, you know what I'm saying? So I've never been the tallest, but me being out there, being able to still jump was, I guess, enough of a sight to see that a couple of times people call me Bouncegod. So that's where the name came from. And I just kind of said,
you were like, let's not lose that one.
Yeah, let's keep that down. So I stuck with that.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then what inspired you to be a producer, rapper, guitarist, and saxophonist and singer? Like, how did that all come about? Like, what created Bouncegod? Like, what moment in your lifetime inspired you to do that?
Damn. So, all right, this it's got some layers to it.
Hell yeah.
I'll say it was definitely during high school. At the time, like previous to this, I was always doing sports, basketball, and all that stuff. But there was a time in my life, like I kind of, I was going through some things, and I'm like, I'm tired of playing basketball. I don't even want to do this no more. So, it was strange because people was like, "How are you not playing basketball? Like that doesn't make sense." And so for me at that time, like, dang, like this has been my whole life. Like I don't know what else to do right now. So, I kind of started thinking like, what else do I like doing? Like I've always loved music, but is how easy or hard is it to actually be able to create, any of thing that we hear, right? Mm-hmm. So, fortunately, my mom had a laptop, and I was like, let's just see what this is about. So I started trying to make a little beats here and there. Mm-hmm. Kind of struggled through learning and the process of being able to start creating beats. Mm-hmm. I had my little info that I knew from when I was in band, when I was younger, playing the saxophone and all that stuff. But, this was a whole different beast, right? Like I'm just playing one instrument within this grand scheme of all these sounds that are coming at you. Mm-hmm. But now I'm the person creating all the different sounds. So just, trying to learn and navigate all that stuff. I was able to take some classes when I was at community college and all that stuff. So that's how I started making beats. I started off making beats. I didn't even want to rap or anything like that. Like that was never in my mind as something that I wanted to do. But then as I started progressing, I was like, I want to sell these beats or make like them into songs, but nobody was buying no beats. And I'm like, dang, so, how am I going to make this work? So I said, all right, let me just do it myself then. Mm-hmm. So fortunately I was able to have a little recording setup and all that stuff. And I said, all right, well, let's figure this out. So I started, writing some bars, rapping on my own beats and whatnot. And at the time, I was too broke to afford being able to pay somebody else to, mix and master my tracks. So I kind of had to learn trial and error on how to do all that. So, fast forward a little bit, I maintained that in college, and I went to school for my degree in music and recording technology, which gave me some extra practice in being able to mix and master and continue along with everything else. And that's kind of the journey how I kept doing it. But along that line is where I was like, all right, I want to get more knowledge of all these instruments that I'm really creating here, tip tap on my computer. Like, I want to know what I'm actually doing. So that's how I started getting into piano and then eventually guitar, because you can only do so much, or it doesn't feel as real when I'm just tapping it in on my computer versus when I'm actually playing it. So then that's where those came through. But all of that, a lot of it was just trial and error, more or less, and wanting to be able to create a project. And you got to learn and just have the determination to get it done yourself. So that's where that came from.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
I had to get it done one way or another.
Man, I like how you said no one was hopping on my beat, so I did it. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. Like, I like how you took initiative, and I'm glad you did, because boy, you could get on that beat and rap your shit, and you could sing. So I'm glad that happened.
I'll be trying.
What does Lover's Remorse, the album, mean to you, and how did that come about?
Man, so that one I would say is, first and foremost, I went through a lot to be able to make that album.
Okay.
That's the thing that a lot of people not really seeing. The first thing is that album very much so has a theme. If you've heard it, you can kind of tell through listening to it. But that album, I would say, is definitely like another kind of point that I could look at and just be like, I said I was going to do something and I did it. Just like a lot of other things so far, I guess, in my music career, I just look at it like because I said for a long time, I said for a long time I wanted to make an album, and that is a point that I could look at for that. But in terms of like where it came from and like the content, all of that stuff, like I started, like the first song that I made for that, I started like in 2019.
Oh, wow.
And so, like it just kind of stemmed from there. Just like there were a couple of other songs that kind of fit this theme, and I'm like, I want to make an album, but where is it going to have a theme? What do I want it to be about? Like, this is my first album. You only get one of those. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, what is going to make sense? What's something that is kind of meaningful for me? And, like, it's something that I can actually get done. Like, it's actionable. I'm not just saying it, and it's just something that I'm going to keep saying forever and ever and ever, and I'm never going to be able to do.
Yeah.
So with this album, Lover's Remorse is about the cycle of love in a sense, right? Whether there's someone that you like, and you kind of trying to figure out and navigate how to approach them and to make this into something instead of just two strangers, or, you in love, things ain't working out, or they are working out, right? And, you're navigating this space or this relationship or whatnot, or things aren't working out and it's hurting, So it's kind of about that cycle. And then in terms of the name, Lover's Remorse, is kind of like, a lot of people have never really given themselves the opportunity to love. And, once you've had that experience, right, some people are like, it's better to have loved than not at all, right?
Yeah.
But with Lover's Remorse, I guess the way I was looking at the name, it's like, I did it, but damn, maybe I shouldn't have. So it's like, that's kind of, what it is. Cause there's always kind of that struggle too. I think a lot of people face is, wanting something or wanting that emotion, that connection with somebody. Yeah. But then either they're not ready, or they themselves are not ready to have that level of a relationship. And so sometimes things kind of break down from there. Even though that's kind of what, you want, or what everyone kind of deserves, but shit, sometimes it's just not meant to work out with certain people. So that's just kind of how it goes. But yeah, so that's kind of where some of those songs came from. It's just kind of those different situations, within my own experience, at least. And so I just made some songs about it. Yeah.
Wow. That was deep, bro. That's which songs, specifically, were relating to that story or those emotions that you were having? Or
Um,
would you say the whole album? Is the whole album like every song? Because I like Different a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
that one you were more like talking your shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But you also referenced it like a woman. I forgot how you said it. She's not different. She different or something. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I try to, still see both sides. Like even in a moment where I'm like, or kind of upset with a situation. At the end of the day, like I'm not a vengeful person, so I'm never
Okay.
gonna just come out and just straight up say like fuck this person or
Yeah,
anything like
yeah.
that. Like, clearly this person was in my life for a reason. I don't just be inviting anybody in my life. So if you was in my life, then there was clearly something okay about you or something good about you. So when it came to that song specifically, like I was talking my shit because I came up with that little piano part and I was like, okay, this kind of sound more disrespectful. Like I gotta come on here and talk my mess.
Yeah.
I gotta be real. So in that situation, I was thinking more like, all right, how am I going to navigate that? But then at the same time, like, I don't mess with normal chicks either. I like girls that there's something different about them. So, with that one, I just kind of had to keep it that way. But I wasn't trying to steer that whole album into that sort of feel, like there were things that, I was feeling or kind of going through. So it was something more that it was like therapy, getting it off my chest,
for sure.
releasing that weight off my shoulders. So that's kind of how the approach that I took with that album. I would say a lot of the songs for sure definitely had that sort of feel, where it was legit just situations and coming straight from the heart where, I was feeling something and I just kind of needed to be said and just off my chest. But there are a couple songs I will say where it's like I came up with that beat and I'm like, okay, this is kind of the vibe that this beat is giving me. So I'm just going to lean into it. It may not necessarily relate to something that is happening currently. But I do want to, still say it.
Yeah.
So there, it's kind of a good mix, but I will say, as far as like directly just based off like something that I was genuinely going through at the time, like I can definitely say there were a couple on it, like Left for Dead, which is the intro, L4D. That one was 100% just like, and I don't know if people actually caught it, but that one is also, I think, either the first or second song that I made in general that were for the album. So this was like 2019-ish, maybe even late 2018, if I'm being honest. But that one is about something. It is about a certain situation. And I even referenced like other songs that was about this same person, So
Wow.
that one, I feel like that part flew over people's heads for sure. But like that one definitely relates directly to one. And I will say another track for sure, like Rent Free, which is like a side that, nobody really wants to talk about a lot. And I feel like it was an interesting one to try to navigate because even for myself, when I think about like the different songs that I made, you don't want to feel like you're letting that other person win in a sense. Like there's a certain level of pride involved. And a lot of people have trouble kind of getting over it, right? Where it's just like, I feel this sort of way. Or, when it comes to this relationship, you don't like giving up your power to this other person or something. You don't like feeling like you losing it,
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people can kind of relate to that. But Rent Free is more or less just like, dang, like this is a situation and, I feeling a certain way about it and I don't like that. And I can't really let them know that. But really right now where it's at is they kind of living kind of rent free right now. And, that was a situation kind of like that where I'm just drawing directly like, damn, this is where it's at. So, there's definitely a couple moments like that on there.
Yeah, man. No, I for sure. I forget how many, but the first 4, I was like, damn, he really opened up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, all the songs, I'm pretty sure you got some experience in there, but I just remember because I was excited to listen to your album, and I know the first 4, I was like, damn, like, all right, like I see where he went with this automatically. It was quick, I already understood what the album was gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I loved what you were saying.
Some crying in the car type songs. those first 4, like that was straight up feels,
But so that dropped December 2023. What's your plan for 2024?
Shoot, how I do it. Can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Right? Just because I will say this much, just because it don't seem like there's something dropping immediately all the time or anything that's just right in their face. I ain't never stopped working. So for me, in all honesty, like a lot of those songs was done a little bit before the album started. I was already from myself kind of already thinking like what's next
Yeah.
before the album actually even dropped.
Yeah.
You know, because also this was something that I had been working on for so long. Like for me, everybody also got to understand, right? For me, I was the producer. I, came up with all the beats. So I heard all the beats and everything before it was ever even a song.
Yeah.
Then I recorded it. Then I mixed and mastered it. Before the song, or by the time the song itself was even done, we're not talking about releasing the songs or when it's out.
Yeah.
I'm talking about by the time the song was actually like done, I'm finished with it. I would have heard the song over 500 times already at least, right? So for me, by the time the album came out, like I've heard every song so much, you know what I mean? So I'm already kind of trying to move on to the next thing. So, for me, like definitely got back in the lab, just cooking up a lot of beats. I got people that, we gonna work with, we gonna get some work in and stuff like that. So I already got some of that stuff going. I think, I don't know if I should say right off the bat, but I know I got a song dropping within the next week.
Oh shit. Okay.
So yeah. So it's we starting on these things for sure.
That's dope.
We're
That's
never
dope.
stopping.
So I know you had quite a few different collabs on your last album. I loved all your collabs. I see, like, I could tell that you guys got to work closely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could tell that you guys put in time together, which is dope. Yeah. But is there any dream collabs? Like, is there someone that you wanted to always work with, or like, dead or alive? But like if you were to work with someone, who would it be?
That's a really tough question, honestly. I have different artists or like producers that are big inspirations or whatnot, but at the same time, I don't know if working with them would change like my perspective or what would come out of it. Of course, I would want to meet all these folks. You know what I'm saying? But like when I think about working with them, I'm like, dang, like I kind of get that. I don't know if it's imposter syndrome or what, but it's like where I look at them, I'm like, dang, am I worthy? Like, have I done enough to really like do it? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I know I could, do my thing for sure, but I feel like I just be sitting there in that moment, like, dang, this is crazy. Like, this is happening, So, it's tough to say, but I will say, I think one that I for sure think I would want to work with is Bryson Tiller, probably.
Okay.
I think that's for sure one artist that I would want to work with. And then maybe Justin Martin would be a second one. Okay. So I think those two, probably leaning into some more like R&B kind of, hip hop, trap appeal type of things. But I think those are two kind of like versatile or very vibey artists that, just kind of hit on the same wave that I like. So I think those are two artists that I would like to work with. Okay,
cool. And then let's get into food. What is your ideal meal?
Ooh, okay. This is it's tough to say. I like a lot of foods. I'm not particularly picky, and I don't have like a lot of like favorites. You know what I mean? So I just be happy with a lot of things. You know what I mean? So it's really tough to say.
But what do you find yourself craving more often than not?
I don't know. It's tough. I honestly don't know. Just give me all the foods.
Okay. Look it. Yeah. What is Bouncegod's ideal 24 hours?
Ideal 24 hours. Okay. I wake up, appreciative.
Ideally.
I made it to that next 24.
Yeah.
Get ready for the day. I mean, these days, it's filled with work. So guess we're going to work or whatnot. Ideally, if I didn't have to do that, then I wake up, spend some time getting some breakfast, getting a nice meal, something like that, kind of get the day going or whatnot. Kind of orient myself with my thoughts, trying to figure out, what am I feeling right now and kind of how, what do I want to do today? Kind of get those thoughts kind of sorted. Once I figure that out, it's kind of like, all right, I'm working on music. That's the answer. Mm-hmm. But in terms of how am I going to go about or what am I going to create, that sort of feeling. If it's, I'm feeling more happy, thankful or something like that, then I set out to try and make something like that, or I'll work on, mixing and mastering first or anything like that. Or or just, something along those lines. If I'm not particularly feeling in the mood or anything like that, I'm probably going to try and end up creating, either like some new beats or, maybe just mess around practicing on some instruments, something like that. But I always try and spend some time working on some music first before anything else if I can. Then after that, shoot, I mean, if the homies ain't doing nothing, then we out. We gonna go chill, go do something for the day for a little bit, figure out what it is we gonna do, get into. And then at some point, I guess finish out the night, with some drinks or playing some games with the boys or something like that. It's something nice and chill, something light. I don't like going out as much as I used to these days. But, something light, and then just finish it off like that. Can't ask for too much more.
Hell yeah. That sounds like a good ass day to me.
Yeah, nice and chill. I don't want too much. I'm an easygoing guy.
There you go. All right, new situation. All right, let's say aliens come to Earth, right? And there's flying saucer.
Okay.
And you're walking outside, and they abduct you. And they drop you off in a random ass planet or moon. Right?
I can breathe?
Yeah, you can breathe. They got you a little suit.
Okay.
And this suit, and then the suit is a built-in magic iPod, right? Not magic, but a built-in iPod.
Okay, bet.
A little magic, actually. And in this iPod, it says, choose 5 artists, and you'll get their whole catalog for the rest of your life on this planet. Which 5 artists are you choosing?
Okay, question. I know this wasn't going to be originally in your thought for this question, but if I choose myself, do I also get my future catalog that I haven't made yet?
No, because you're not on Earth to make it.
That would have been dope to see like what I'm gonna make in the future.
That's dope. No, that's dope. That's dope.
So I would probably choose. Dang. Okay. One for sure. I think I'm gonna go with is Bryson Tiller, of course.
Okay.
It's just one of my favorite. Another one I think I'm gonna choose. I think I'm gonna go with. There's a band I like called Never Tell.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with them because I like some of the stuff that I heard from them. I'm kind of excited to see where things would go from where they at now.
Yep.
Let's see. Another one. We talking whole catalogs here. Dang. I don't know if bro going to be able to make nothing because I know his whole situation kind of messed up. But I was a fan like since way, way back. And it's always messed up when people kind of, like, artists or anybody that you kind of look up to, and then they get into any sort of situation that's messed up, regardless of everything about it. But I will say, as far as music wise, I was a fan just because, he could produce, he could sing and rap and all this stuff. So I would say Tory Lanez is another one.
Okay.
Let's see. This is another one of those kind of tougher questions.
Caution, baby.
Yeah. Not for real. Okay, so what's that? That's 3.
That's 3.
So I need 2 more. I think another one that I would choose, just because I feel like there's never a wrong time to listen to this artist, is T-Pain.
Okay.
Like, just never a wrong time,
Yeah.
And then last one, I think I'm gonna say Kanye.
Kanye?
Just because I don't even need the whole catalog. If I could just get this one album forever, I would be perfectly fine, which is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, because that's like one of my favorite albums all time. So, yeah, then that would be my 5th.
I love that. All right, so guess what?
Okay. All right.
We're going into the next segment called Caution Questions. And I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you're going to answer to the best of your ability and as quick as you can, but I ain't tripping if you don't do it too quick.
All right, well, you know me, rapid fire.
You ready?
Let's get it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You sure?
I'm born ready.
Red or blue?
Red.
Ice cream, chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Cake, bread, chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Iron Man or Batman?
Batman.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Excuse me? Alcohol or marijuana?
Alcohol.
Apple juice or orange juice?
Apple juice.
Odd or even?
Odd.
Baseball, football, or basketball?
Basketball.
Red wine or white wine?
Ooh, okay. White wine.
That one got you.
Shout out to Love Tolly.
Shout out to Love Tally White Wine. Fly or breathe underwater.
Fly. I ain't going near the water.
Travel to the future or past.
Dang. Past.
What part? What time? Period.
I would go back in my own life. Just there are a couple of things I would like to see twice. You know what I mean? But I mean, if we had the ability to change something, then there are a couple of things I might want to change too. So we'll see.
Okay, for sure. Okay, I have those thoughts every now and then.
Yeah.
Would you rather your significant other be smart and mean or dumb and loving?
Dumb and loving. I need more love in my life. I made a whole album about not having enough. So
Boom, you heard it first. Would you have the world? No, whoa, professional dancer or singer?
Professional dancer or singer? Hey, I wish I could dance better. So honestly, I must say professional dancer.
Okay. Would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf?
Vampire. That's hella hair.
You don't fuck with hair?
I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. That's all.
Okay.
Like on me. Like if I saw myself in the mirror, I'd be like, damn, like who is this? You know, but like vampire, I might be like more pale and I might not be able to sleep, but like that ain't that different from life already.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta grind as it is. I be up late nights as it is. So I mean, damn, if I gotta survive all sucking blood, I mean that's a different ordeal, but you know, such is life, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, no, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Would you have the world end in natural disasters like the movie 2012? Have you seen that movie?
I haven't seen it, but I know what it's about. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like tornadoes, tsunamis flooding the earth, and like earthquakes that split up the earth, and volcanoes coming out of the ground. And
that would be a wild time.
Or would you rather the world end in that or a zombie apocalypse?
I mean, shoot, that's a tough one because I'm gonna die either way.
Oh,
Like I'm just putting it. I'm dying either way.
Where did
So,
that
I don't know. Zombie apocalypse.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because that's a little more predictable. You could see the horde coming. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So versus, you know, if an earthquake happens, you can't predict the earthquake happening. It's just gonna start shaking it, and that's a wrap.
Yeah.
So I think zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. Would you rather burp or fart every 5 minutes?
I guess I gotta fart. Because if I gotta burp every 5 minutes, like being real, like if I'm in the middle of a conversation or hell, if I'm in a recording studio and I gotta burp mid take and it's the best take that I got, I'd be so pissed.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, because that's gonna fuck up the whole vocal flow. But if I fart, you're not even gonna hear that on the mic.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm thinking about it. I mean, worst case scenario, you know what I mean? So I'll survive. You know, I'll survive.
Yeah. That's hella funny. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Breakfast. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
There's
Well,
never a wrong time to eat that.
you survived caution questions.
Hey, you know, I told you I could do it.
Yeah. did it feel easy to you?
Easy isn't necessarily the word.
Okay.
It definitely made me think. I think I just, you know, try to lock in and get them answers.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Is there anything you want to let the viewers know about you?
About me? I don't know. I'm just a kid from Newark.
Hey,
Just out here.
shout out to Newark.
You know, trying to make my way through life like everybody else. I don't know. I like making music. I like, you know, just having a good time with my folks and whatnot. So can't really say too much.
Where can they
outside of
find
that.
you?
Where can they find me? They can find me on social media. They can find me on all
Don't put your
social
address
media.
down.
I know. I was like, wait a minute. Why y'all
We
trying
thought
to-
about it, huh?
Yeah, they trying to stalk? Like, what's up? Shouts out to the homegirls out there making burner accounts because they blocked. You know who you are. Leave me alone. On that note, you can still find me at Bouncegod CJ at all social media platforms. So that's your TikTok, your Instagrams, your Snapchats,
All
even though
streaming
I'm not
platforms.
on there. And that's your
Not
Twitter.
streaming
Yeah, your
All
social media.
Social media,
Yeah. So at Bouncegod CJ. And you can find me on your streaming platforms at Bouncegod. Again, that's all one word. Bouncegod on all streaming platforms. If you enjoy my music or I don't know, you enjoy hearing me, whatever it be. But yeah, that's where you can find me at.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So
You know the vibes, we out here. And then, just out here trying to have a good time with the folks. And on that note, also, I would like to, say shout out JC Caution.
Hey.
Shout out Jab Unity.
Thank you.
The brand, support your folks. Shout out Headed Apparel.
Shout out Headed.
So, just shouting out the folks.
Well, I appreciate you for pulling up.
Of course, man.
I'm very excited to continue working with you. I'm excited for this year because, I'm planning to work again this year.
Yeah, and I'm going to try and be on every single track like I've been in the past,
Hell yeah. But yeah, I really appreciate you coming through. Don't forget, everyone, like, subscribe, follow. Bouncegod CJ on social media, Bouncegod on streaming platforms. Thank you so much for coming through again and again. I really appreciate having you here, and it was always a good time with you. And I really appreciate your hard work.
Hey, man, I appreciate your hard work because I was on both your projects and both of them did wonders in my career and being able to allow me to collab with other folks and be able to push myself further in what it is that I do. So, right back at you, bro.
Hell yeah, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.